TD Ryan Unleashed is brought to you by Scott Diamond, your State Farm Insurance agent in DeKalb. Call 815-748-3101 or stop by at 2587 Sycamore Road, Suite D in DeKalb. Like a good neighbor, Scott Diamond and State Farm are there. Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more at 824 West Lincoln Highway in DeKalb. Don't forget Kids Eat for Free on Thursday. For delivery or pickup, go to pizzavilla.com or call 815-758-8116. Elder Care Services of DeKalb. Safe, secure, and supported, helping you stay in home where you want to be. Call 815-758-6550 or stop in at 1701 East Lincoln Highway in DeKalb or on the web at ecsdekalb.org. My Insurance Guy in Sycamore covers Medicare to auto care and everything in between. Stop by at 204 South Main Street in Sycamore. Call 815-899-0950 or online at myinsuranceguy.com. Welcome into TD Ryan Unleashed, podcast number 49. Honored and privileged. Yes, it's true. Wrestling is girls wrestling is widely reported as the fastest growing high school sport in the United States, experiencing explosive participation growth and increasing state sanctioning, even outpacing traditional sports like football and basketball percentage-wise. And as a matter of fact, the Sycamore wrestling team, that I just lost my sheep, from the 2026 season, girls team roster featured standout junior and state champion Emma Durst, alongside with wrestlers Jasmine Enriquez and others. Emma became the first female wrestling state champion in Sycamore High School history, winning the 140-pound title. Jasmine earned a sixth-place finish in the 2026 IHSA state tournament. The team finished fourth overall. And here to talk about it is Emma and Jasmine. How you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Great to see you. Jasmine, lean over and say hello. And, of course, we also have Coach Randy Colton with us as well. And, Randy, I was kind of...
How are you doing?
Telling you off the air. How you doing? Thanks for joining us here today. Absolutely. I was asking about we had the DeKalb girls wrestling team here last week, and they were telling us 2022 is when the DeKalb girls wrestling team actually became a thing. Tell us about now at Sycamore. It's still kind of a combination with the boys and the girls. Tell us about that.
No, there are two separate teams. Contrary to belief, we started out with 8 girls this year, and we did start. These 2 girls here are trailblazers. So, and I think you were freshmen in 22 and 23. I can't remember. But anyway, we said we had 3 girls.
Okay.
And so we slowly expanded into what we got now. I was hoping to get more this year, but I was happy with 8. A couple of girls got hurt, so that kind of put a damper on.
And how do you
team? So
who were you wrestling, Coach? I was talking to the girls off the air about. It seems like a lot of schools now, because you went to you wrestled Rochelle, Sterling, LaSalle, Antioch, Hampshire, Ottawa, Canelan, of course. Tell us about. There's a lot of girls wrestling teams out there, huh?
Yeah, there is some of these teams that we wrestle. They're limited as far as how many girls they actually have. Like Rochelle, I believe, has 1 this year. They had 2 last year. So we predominantly try to get tournaments. So I think we had 8 to 10 tournaments this year, and that's including our conference tournament and others. So until we can get a competitive full roster, full by 12 to 14, 14 is the max, we're going to continue to stay in the competitive tournaments. We travel throughout the state, looking for competition, making sure that we are in the right place come state series time.
Now, if you go to a tournament and say at 120 or 140, let's say with Emma, that they don't have somebody wrestling at that weight, do you maybe go one weight up? Will you do that?
We have in the past. We've done actually an exhibition also with that, and then I'll go to Emma and say, hey, would you want to wrestle at 145? And so we do that just to get the matches.
Okay.
It's growing, but I'm expecting in the next 3 years that most high schools will have full rosters. So the problem is getting a feeder program into, middle school girls. They don't want to wrestle middle school boys.
Right.
So we have to separate that. And DeKalb has the little advantage on that. They have a bigger middle school girls program. So.
Okay. And you used to coach that, right, back in the day?
I used to coach middle school, if you remember right. Yeah.
So, we'll ask you about that later on, too, but that's great to know.
But our team did, with the little bit we had, we did take 8th in the state tournament. So.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, it was 8th. So.
That's awesome. And Emma, you were telling us, too, you guys aren't quite done wrestling yet. You got one more match, right? Or we have one more at the Nationals. Tell us about that, please.
Yeah, so this next week I'm doing Folkestone Nationals, which isn't IHSA sanctioned or anything. It's just like a national tournament. Me and Jasmine are both doing it. So it's just very competitive and very, it's nice to get those matches now.
Or tell us about when you were a young person wrestling. Did you wrestle with your brothers? Do you have siblings? Or tell us, how did you start wrestling?
I started very late, actually. I started freshman year, so I didn't wrestle with anyone young, and I started freshman year. But I started basically because of Jasmine. Jasmine pulled me onto the mat, and I've stayed on ever since.
Tell us about that day. Did you go? The other girls told me about open mats. Did you have an open mat? And then tell us about that. Did you?
I never went to any open mats, actually. I started 2 weeks late.
Oh, you were 2 weeks late. Okay.
Yeah, so I remember I was debating between doing it, and Jasmine finally just like got me to go into the mat, and it was very scary because it's just something new, and it's a different culture that I'm used to. I've played softball majority of my life, so
Right.
being very physical with someone, it was not something I'm pretty norm with or like used to. But it was really exciting to learn something new and actually like be tested, and the grit of the sport has just been really fun to overcome.
So after the first day, you were in, or were you? Still
Yeah,
questioning it?
basically after the first day I was hooked. So it was after that first time on the mat, I was basically wrestling forever.
And I was telling the Kelp girls, it's an individual sport, yet it's a team sport as well. Tell us how it's a team sport for you, Emma. How is it a team sport as opposed to an individual sport?
If I didn't have the people surrounding me like Jasmine or like Winter, my practice partner usually, or like any of my other teammates, I probably wouldn't have made it as far as I have right now. A big part of it is just knowing that when I'm wrestling, no matter what happens, when I'm off the mat, they're still going to be there. If I win, lose, if something happens, goes my way, doesn't, they'll still be there at the end of the day, and they'll still enjoy being around me. Makes it a lot easier for me just to wrestle out there and wrestle free and without any like worrying about making a mistake.
Oh, that's a great answer, too. Jasmine, try to follow that one up. But tell us about your early wrestling, Jasmine. Tell us how you got started, please.
I did a clinic when I was in.
You can move that way forward,
All right.
please.
I did a clinic when I was in 5th grade for a week or for the month, and then COVID happened, and then so I couldn't join
Oh, gosh.
our
Okay.
middle school team when I was in 6th grade, but I joined in 7th grade, and
So what was that first day like? What about the first time in 5th grade? Was it just a whim you did it, or like, I probably won't do this, but I'll try it, or what were you thinking?
I don't really know. My mom kind of signed me up. I was very
It's a little
scared.
scary.
I was
So
very
mom signed you up, okay.
Yes, she signed me up. I'm the only one that wrestled in my family, so it was kind of just here, why not have fun with it?
Uh,
So it was very scary. I was the only girl up there. I had to wrestle all boys. My practice partner for that month was our coach, Alex Crawford.
okay.
He kind of showed me because no one else wanted to wrestle with me.
And what was that like, that first wrestling match? The first.
It was scary. It was very scary. I had no clue what I was doing. But I had fun with it.
And I bet it was great when you were done, then you know exactly what it's like, and you've been there and done
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's very cool. Okay, I want to talk about your match here too, but Coach, tell us more about these two. Brag on these two a little bit here about how they've established your program here, and then Emma with the winning the state championship. I should point out only the third Sycamorean to win a state championship. I was going to put you on the spot, Emma. Who were the other two? Can you tell me who the other two wrestlers that won state?
Yes, Austin Colton, his son, and Kyle Akins.
All right, so you were ready for that.
I was already ready.
But that's wonderful with the program.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I remember back in the day you did an interview with Coach Alex Nelson in Austin and
Yeah.
Kyle. So, but back to the girls. As a coach, you kind of know when you see an athlete perform, whether it's a female or if it's a male, and you can see. I put them in preseason. I put them through different agility tests and kind of test to see. I guess their dexterity. And right away I knew, even though she started 2 weeks late, I knew that Emma, because of softball and because she's an athlete and athleticism runs in the family, I knew that she was going to learn fast. She doesn't take losing well. Because she wanted to be the best no matter what. If you're playing checkers, I think she'd want to win at checkers. So I don't think that matters. And as far as Jasmine, yeah, I mean, she went to the boys' state. It's called IKWF State. And I remember coaching her in that IKWF in Rockford. And I'm looked at her, and she has no fear. I mean, she's battling these guys out there that were huge, and she has no fear. So again, to get these girls in when they're a freshman together and having them grow, they're leaders, not only just with the females, with the girls team, but I think they're leaders with a lot of the freshman boys that come in, the newbies that come in, they see that it's a good example that they lead, how they work hard, and
Yeah.
they don't complain, where others will complain about this. And they don't. They may do it after the fact, but during practice, they'll do anything that I ask of them.
And Jasmine, what was it like to have the boys supporting you there when you were wrestling? You had your boy teammates behind you there.
That was the good part of it. When I first started, didn't really think any of them would support me, but they came in a shock and they all supported me. But that was probably one of the biggest part with the boys, just supporting me as trying to show that I can do this too with you guys.
Okay, now you had a great record overall. Tell us about what was the highlight for you during the regular season? Was there one win or one match that you were 34-8? You were. Tell us about. Was there one particular match that you're smiling? That's a good thing.
All my competitors are tough. The one that I would probably go back on is when I wrestle Juliana Thrush from Ottawa. She's tough. She's really tough. She's strong. We wrestled multiple times throughout the season. I wrestled her at the Ottawa Hootenanny tournament, and I beat her there. And then she came back and beat me again.
Oh, is
at
that right?
our home
Okay.
match. So me and her go back and forth.
Now I asked you off there about video. Did you watch video in that situation where you're wrestling somebody more than once? Is it good to go back and watch the video and maybe learn something or
Yeah, like I'll watch my videos, not like hers. Like I'll go back and watch like me and her videos if that makes sense.
Sure, yeah.
Just to see what I could do to improve. But yeah.
Hey, Coach, you want them watching videos? Do you encourage that or was it up to them?
Yeah, you can get videoed out sometimes, so when I watch videos, I look for tendencies in wrestlers. If I'm different because I'm a coach, but when I'm watching, let's see, Emma has a match coming up, and I'll look at the tendencies a girl may have, and then I'll say, hey, this is what she may step with her right foot. She may do this, and same with Jasmine, hey, you can't drop your head because she's going to pull her head down. So I encourage watching videos. But you can watch too many videos. You start getting in your own head, and it's like, man, and you start second guessing yourself.
Uh-huh.
So, the way I coach is I coach these girls and others to be ready for the moment, and everybody's going to get nervous, but there's moments, so you have to be ready. And my biggest concern is how they wrestle, not necessarily how somebody else wrestles. So if they can get to their peak performance, I'll bet on them every single time, and there's going to be upsets, but, proven this year with these two medalists, they came in and was wonderful.
Jasmine, 6th in the country. I know you're 6th in the state. I know you're probably not content with that, but you got to feel pretty good in hindsight when you look back at that, huh?
Yeah, it feels really great. Would I rather them getting bigger? Yes, but I had some setbacks throughout my wrestling season, especially last year. I had a wrist injury.
Oh.
I broke my radius and ulna, and I shifted my bone backwards.
Oh,
so
my.
I had 2 pins put in,
Oh, wow.
and so that kicked me out of wrestling season last year. I came back just in time for state series. I didn't do too well there, but then beginning of the year, I got in a car accident,
Oh, my.
and I had 8 herniated discs. So I didn't even know if I was going to be able to wrestle this year.
Wow.
So just coming back and getting 6, that's all I can ask for, just placing.
Oh,
and
you
being
couldn't
able
ask
to
for more than
wrestle.
that. Now, and then what about the rehabbing and stuff? I mean, are you still rehabbing or you don't bounce back from stuff like that?
Yeah, no, I go to physical therapy every month. I get adjusted. I did a lot more before wrestling season started, but they told me since I'm young and I'm an athlete and I'm good, my body healed really fast.
Great.
So
Wow, what a story there. Well, I'm glad you're all right, and congratulations on 6. My God. Now, Emma, tell us about you now. What your mindset? You went against Isabella Miller. She was 27-5. Did you wrestle her before? What you know about her?
I've never wrestled her before. She was like an unknown when I came into the series, like for the state bracket. When I was wrestling her, or like when I realized I was going to wrestle her in the finals, my main thing was she wrestled a common opponent, Sasha Johnson from Antioch. So it was having that like known fact that me and her both wrestled this one girl. So I was able to at least watch clips or dissect that match just a little bit
Okay.
to know like, oh, this worked on her, or this didn't work on her, or this is what she did, or this is what she didn't do. So it's just kind of like knowing that me and her both wrestled this one girl, that makes it a little bit easier. But I also really liked having someone in the finals that I've never seen before, because it just is like, okay, I can have this as an open mat. That like this is something I can control very easily, and I don't have
Really?
to worry about, oh, this happened last time. I can just be like, okay, this is new. I can step on the mat and be like,
Even if that person's like undefeated or so, you
Yeah,
better
it's-
not to know, huh?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I prefer having that unknown, or prefer having like a like newness to the like match.
Okay.
Just so it's more like I'm less worrying about like, oh, this is what she usually does, and more just like if I do what I do correctly or I do what I do well, then I'll beat her.
I learned a new term, over-videoed. You don't want to be over-videoed, right, Coach? Okay, all right.
That is true. She's got a great point. Sometimes wrestlers or all athletes can get in their own head.
Yeah.
And they'll start dwelling on, oh my God, I got to watch out this, watch for this, instead of just going out there and just competing. So it's just a lot easier a lot of times for athletes, wrestlers, particularly, to go out there and just and have someone fresh they have and just go out there and they show, hey, this is what I got. You gonna beat me?
I love that.
So that's how that works out.
There's a great picture here in the Chronicle of Emma being helped off after your match there with Coach. And,
Oh, yeah.
I noticed, first of all, the cornrows. What's up with the cornrows there? And tell us about it.
My hair is very short. It was just like 4 braids. It's the only way my hair will stay out of my face, unfortunately.
No, I'm just teasing you. But tell us about that moment. It's such a great picture. Coach is helping you off there. Oh, was that the other assistant coach?
That's
there?
Coach Alex Crawford.
Oh, you look like you're spent. Oh, well, what was that moment? You remember that moment right there?
Yeah, that was immediately after I just pinned her and I shook the other coach's hand and ran over. It was like the realization really hasn't hit me yet. And I was kind of just like, I hugged both of them because it was just such an exciting moment to be like, okay, I just got this. This was my final match. This is it. And like working up to this postseason, like Randy has been talking, being like, you have 9 matches left. You have 8 matches left,
wow.
like every time. So it's like I was having this countdown. So it's kind of just like hitting that last match. So I just finished the state series going 4-0, pretty much with bonus wins completely. So it was kind of exciting getting off the mat and just being like, oh my gosh, my season's done, and it ended in like the best way possible.
There's a great quote from you where you're saying it's hard to put into words that I'm not only making women's history, but I'm also making Sycamore history in general. It's super exhilarating. It doesn't feel like it would happen until you're doing it, until you're the one out there on the mat and the whistle blows. So that's a great answer there, and you are making history.
Yeah, no, it's really weird to think about. It's still like it's like an out of body experience.
And Jasmine, are you recruiting people? Are you out recruiting folks? Are you trying to, hey, come on, wrestle?
I am trying to get everybody I talk to. I bring up wrestling no matter how I can bring it up. I bring it up. It's
Do you tell them
wrestling's
how it's helped you, or what's your sales pitch?
I kind of just go with it. I ask them what they're gonna do later in life, and a lot of them tell me like military or police academy or firefighters. I'm like, oh, then
That's perfect.
if you wrestle, it would be perfect. It get you in shape. You get all this. And if they would say like a teacher or a doctor, I'm like, well, there's mental games in this, and wrestling has a lot of mental game, and you got to be mentally strong with it.
Oh, so you're ready for anything there. I
Oh
love
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Now, but we got to give you a little hard time here. Emma Durst finished 35-1. The only
Yep.
blemish coming into the Calp sectional final 2 weeks ago against Manuka's Ezra Rodriguez. Tell us about that match. What happened?
That was a match that I had overhyped in my head. I kind of got a little scared there, and I think having coming into that sectional final being undefeated kind of held a cloud over my head. It was kind of like, I have to keep this undefeated record. I have to be this person. I have to do good and blah, 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 when I just really had to perform the best I needed to be. I just had to perform how I perform usually. So I think having that pressure kind of knocked me off there, but I feel like that loss couldn't have come at a more perfect time. So I feel like it was for the better.
But you didn't get to wrestle her again, did you? So
No, I did not. I'm very, very upset about that.
But yeah, I like what you said. Another great quote from you. But I think would prefer having being 35-1 record now. Next season, I'm going to drive for that undefeated record. So you have something to drive for next year.
Yeah, just always trying to get better, always trying to improve any way I can.
Now, Jasmine, you wrestled in the blood round, which sounds scary, sounds messy as well. Tell us about the blood round and how you secured your medal in the blood round.
I just kept on wrestling. I wrestled through every position I could, and being in a blood round is very scary.
Tell people what the blood round is, please.
So it's basically when you get knocked out of being able to go for first or second. So you're just kind of wrestling as hard as you can to be able to place. If you lose again, you won't be able to place. So
Okay.
it's very scary being in that position, and I find myself at the postseason in that position all the time last year. So
Do you have less time between matches then? Is there
yeah, maybe.
Okay.
It's the time frame starts getting shorter and shorter because the more kids that get knocked out. But that blood round, it's either win or go home.
That's it.
That's it. You're done. So all that work and all that hard, dedicated work that you put in throughout the season comes down to that one match. If you medal or you don't medal.
And what do you
know.
tell the girls to do between matches, between rounds, when they're with the downtime? Is it up to them or?
It depends if they have a bye or if they have just matched. Basically, just stay loose, not to overthink anything.
Mhm.
If they have a bye, I try to tell them to get up and move around as if they would have a match. So their body is not just sitting there and just being a slug. I guess
Yeah,
you could
okay.
call it. But yeah, you can overthink this thing through.
Yeah, we're learning that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really bad. I mean, wrestling, like all sports, but wrestling in particular, it's 90% mental.
Mhm.
Because everybody's going to be, for the most part, in shape when they get on there. So the other part,
that part's a push,
it's
yeah,
that
right?
mental part of it, the aspect that it really can get in your head,
Yeah.
no matter how good you are. And
I saw that with Emma. Yeah. She
Yeah,
had her
with
own
him.
head. Yeah.
well, with her having that loss, she hit the nail on the head. That was probably the best thing that could have happened because she wasn't thinking about 100% on their matches. She was thinking about, I got to stay undefeated. So there's a difference in that,
Yeah.
and I did bragging up Austin's bracket, and I explained to him that when he won a state title, he also lost in sectionals. So he was basically unseated also. And so that's another thing that they got in common, so.
That's great.
So,
Do you
yeah.
guys, Jasmine, what do you do between when you got a match and you got another match in half an hour, an hour? What do you do?
I watch my teammates. So
Oh, very good for you.
I'm the heavyweight, so I have all the other weights to go through, and
Right.
I cheer them on. I'm on the side cheering. A lot of the girls I feel like look up to me, and I look up to them. They push me as hard as I can go, and I
Uh-huh.
love every single one of them on the team, and so I will be on the side of their mat.
That's
cheering for them.
great. Emma, how about yourself? What do you do? Do you have a plan?
I'm a big goofer. I like just goofing around with anyone and everyone. So with my team especially, I'm like kicking back, chilling. Me and Winter will just talk randomly, just making sure I'm not overhyping myself for the next match and just keeping myself in a very chill mindset, calm mindset is very helpful.
I'm remembering the story from the softball team when you guys made one of your runs there, and one of the girls in the dugout had put her foot in a bucket, I believe, and you guys thought that was a good luck thing, so you kept making her put her foot in the bucket.
Yeah, no, the softball team especially encourages goofiness. So it's just like blended over to wrestling as well for me.
That's great.
Too, I'd like to give a shout out to Frankie McMurtry too.
Well, I was just going to name all the.
Yeah, she just- she
Winter
went to
Beard
state
and
this
Emma
year.
and Frankie. Let's talk about Winter Beard first. The sophomore, 135 pounds.
Yeah, Winter, it was her second year. I believe she lost in the blood round at sectionals. I'm not 100% positive, but I think she lost the blood round at sectionals. She was literally 5-17 last year, and her record this year I think was 28-15.
Wow.
Which was fantastic. And she's also a boxer.
Really?
She actually focused on that in the off season. I'm hoping she can get out on the mat a little bit once she stops boxing. But yeah, she just wrestled in it's called the IWCOA sectional tournament, and she took third. So she's gonna make it down to, as the girls would call it, I guess JV state, as you called it last year, but it's not really JV state. It's for the girls that didn't quite get to this IHSA state tournament.
Okay, yeah.
But it's like for freshmen, sophomores, some juniors, seniors, but it is very tough to make also, and she made it down there, took a third place, and I was very proud of her, of what she did this year, not only throughout the whole year, but at this sectional tournament to make it down there.
I love it. Explain Winter. Describe Winter in a couple words for us.
Quiet, no, but Winter is my usual practice partner, and she wants to make sure she does the moves correctly, so she's very attentive, and she'll keep going until she gets them right. She is very kept to herself, but she's also very caring and very thoughtful in the ways you would not think, but she's definitely improved a lot over the season, and she's always asking for help in for moves and stuff like that. She's always wanting to get better and always wanting to have that next thing, which is really exciting.
Great answer there. And now talk about Frankie. Frankie Mercury at 170, a sophomore. Tell about her.
Yeah, Frankie, it was also her second year, and she was 10-10 last year, and this year I think her record was like, and there you have it, probably 31-8 maybe.
I don't have it right down, Brandon.
Yeah, it's really, she had 31 wins, I think, this year. And that jump she made in only her second year to make it to the state tournament. I think she's trying to follow in these girls' footsteps a little bit, because they're great leaders.
They're not a
sitting
bad
here,
group to follow, yeah.
No, not at all. And she's also a swimmer, which I think really helped her as far as being in shape. I'm not sure if she's swimming now, but she's so dedicated to the sport of wrestling, kind of like these two girls are there. She's going to start wrestling all spring and summer so she can hone her craft.
Wow.
She wants to get a medal next year, like these two have. And
I love the goal setting. I love the.
Yeah, the sky's the limit. She took seventh place at the same IWCOA tournament that I talked about. And, like I said, I can't wait to see her perform next year.
Wow.
Her mindset is solid. And she, like Emma said about Winter, she constantly asks and asks and asks, what can I do to get better?
I love that. And wanting to get the move just right. That's awesome. And Ella West, the freshman at 105?
Yeah, Ella, she's freshman. She didn't do bad this year at all. She was 15-15. Her older brother, Carson, also wrestles on the team. So we have two Wests. As with any freshman in any sport, there's growing, just like these two did as their freshman year. So I think the biggest part of any sport, especially wrestling, is making it through the first year mentally. The physical part, she's no problem. She's in great shape. Most of the gals are in great shape. But it's just the mental part of, let's say, losing a match and then losing another match, and it's a very emotional thing, when you're losing. So.
Jasmine, did you take Ella under your wing? Did you kind of guide her along through the season?
Oh yeah, she's love her. She's I don't even know how to explain her. She's a little bit of anything. She's a little chaos ball.
I love the little smile you get when you talk about her. That says a lot about her. That's great.
She will always make you smile, laugh. She'll be there if you're sad. She's just that good person just to be around.
And who do we miss, Coach? Are we missing who we missing?
We miss a couple of them. Mira Roots. She's also a freshman. She's also a tennis player. So as long as I've been coaching, I've never, ever had either boys or girls had a tennis player because
You've had a boxer before?
I never had a boxer. I had some MMA or kickboxing, so it's a little bit different.
Okay.
But a tennis player, you don't really equate a tennis player with wrestling. It's kind of just top and bottom of each spectrum there. But she loves the sport. She just grabbed onto this sport and she loves it. And she is a goofball. She is full-fledged goofball, and she makes me laugh. It's hard sometimes to make me laugh, but these girls make me laugh. And then Rihanna Graziano, she hurt herself, broke her forearm, was it, I think, about midway through the season. And she's a junior, but she was having a good season, and she broke her arm. So.
And Jasmine, I'm sure you could talk to her about that, having gone through some injuries yourself, right?
Yes. She was very nervous about maybe needing a surgery. I've talked to her. I have some classes with her at school, and I'm like, if you need surgery, you'll be good. Your doctors will get you good, and you can come back whenever you're ready. If you're not ready to come back,
and you did it. I mean, I'm sure that meant a lot to her to hear that from you.
So I've kept in touch with her. I was making sure her arm has healed properly. I saw her X-rays. I saw all that.
Look at you. All right.
Yeah, she's just. I like her. We went to elementary school together, so we kind of grew up together. So we've been friends for very long time. So
Yeah, you took her under your wing.
That's awesome. So tell us about some of your coaches if you got time. Give us a couple words on some of your coaches.
Crazy.
Besides this guy over here.
Crazy. I'll say that. A lot of them, they'll get
Name some names. What's that name?
names. Randy Colton, Randy Colton, Alex Crawford.
Well, tell us about Alex. What's Alex?
Two state champs.
Yeah, them. Alex, he's quiet. He's very quiet, but when it comes down to wrestling, he's very focused. He's intense, but not intense, if that makes sense. You could tell he loves wrestling with a passion because how focused he is into making us better as wrestlers. So
I like your intense, but not intense. I do understand what you mean by that. Emma, give us one of the coaches. One of the coaches there had a big effect on you.
I would say, I mean, Randy has had a big effect on me, but I would also say his son, Austin Colton, has been a big effect, especially after learning about his sectional loss, but coming back to win state. I feel like that was like, oh, that could be me. That I'm like, that could be what I'm getting into. But he's very relaxed, I would say, but he also knows when to put the brakes on if we're goofing around too much, and he'll put you back in line pretty quick if you need to. And there'll be days where I'm like drilling with him, and drilling with him is really nice because we'll be drilling, and if I do something wrong, we'll stop and immediate correction. And then I get to go again and see how the correct way feels instead of doing it incorrectly and repeatedly keep doing it wrong.
Oh, very good. And coach, a couple other coaches who we missing? Do we miss anybody?
Yeah, Coach Akins, Kyle Akins. He's, again, another one of our state champions at Emma, and he's been coaching for a long time. He does a lot of stuff in the off season. He's also a big freestyler. He wrestled at Buffalo, and he was an All-American in high school, All-American out in Fargo freestyler. So he's going to be running our freestyle program. But very dedicated bunch of coaches we have.
Okay, great. That's great.
As far as the other rest, I wanted to give Gretchen Dunbar a shout.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so we missed her. She kind of had had one kind of a match this year, didn't she? She had some heart issues to where she couldn't compete this year, and bless her heart.
Okay.
I think she wanted to. She's kind of the mother of our girl team. Would you agree? She's involved with like 18 different organizations, whether it's cheerleading and dance or whatever it may be. She's always the farm viewer. I mean, she's a mechanic, and so she have to give her a shout out.
Now, you mentioned two sport athletes, and of course, Emma, I got to watch you play softball. Again, I love your intensity during softball, but we just interviewed Cole Latimer. Cole Latimer's going to go to NIU now. He's going to play football and baseball. Oh. Would you want to keep playing two sports, or what are your thoughts about playing two sports?
So I currently am not playing softball during this high school season.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, no, I decided because wrestling in college is freestyle.
Okay.
And IHSA is folk style, so that's two different styles.
Can you explain that real quick? What do you mean by freestyle and folk?
There's just different certain rules. So for like freestyle, there's a push-out point. Folk style, there's not. In folk style, you have 3 2-minute periods. Freestyle, you'll have 3 2-minute or 2 3-minute periods.
Oh, okay.
So it's just slightly different rule sets that kind of change how you mentally think about a match. And I do want to wrestle in college. So during the spring is a lot of freestyle, which I unfortunately missed last year due to high school softball season. So I just decided to take a break from high school softball and am doing freestyle instead.
Wow. It's a very adult decision you made there, because I know you love softball.
Yeah, softball was, it was definitely hard to put the cleats down just because I've been doing it all my life. And the community that Sycamore High School softball has is such like a nice community and such an intense community that it was.
You guys do a lot of great volunteer work. I know that.
Yeah, no, it's very exciting. We do really like helping out the community, and Coach Karp is wonderful at making sure we're doing our part in the community. So it's kind of unfortunate that I had to let it go, but always keep them in my heart.
You could have played another year in the swamp. I know.
I know.
Jasmine, how about you? Did you play another sport, or did you want to?
I do shot put and disc skate for track and field.
Oh, okay.
But I do wrestle all year long, so wrestling is my main sport.
Hey, Coach, it sounds like a lot of your athletes are two sports athletes, huh?
Yeah, I really I like the fact that they're two sport athletes. It just sometimes we get consumed with one sport too much sometimes, so it's good to have
my grandson's playing soccer all year round.
Yeah, it's good to get a little break, but Emma was talking about freestyle. It is a little bit different. It's international, so it's Olympic style.
Okay.
So it is a little bit different wrestling. So when she's concentrating on wrestling freestyle, it's a lot different than folk style. So it's almost two different sports, but the same thing. But I truly believe that you should at least two sports if you can. If not, let's say you're a senior, going to be a senior, then you concentrate. If you plan on going to college,
like Emma's doing, okay.
Like Emma's doing now, then you make that decision, and you're correct. That was a grown-up decision because she was an integral part of the softball team, but she also has to start focus on herself and her future. So just like Jasmine's doing. So
well put. Now let's start with. I was telling you guys when I was researching you guys, I found this Emsley to Mercury, the 28 class recruiting profile. Now, how does this work, Coach? Do they get this themselves, or do the parents do this, or?
I'm not sure what you
Here,
got.
take a look at this. Again, it's like a profile with her. I imagine for colleges, and I imagine that Emma and Jasmine will be doing something similar to market themselves.
Yeah, this is like a huddle or another form of that. There's like numerous platforms that you can have, and you put your name out there, and others can comment on it. You can, if you have videos of yourself wrestling, or playing football or whatever it may be, baseball, softball, you can put that on there and submit videos, and then I'm not sure what the cost is, but then it goes out to all these different colleges, from NAIA, junior college, all the way up to NCAA Division I. So yeah, I think it's a good avenue. If you don't get a lot of exposure, Sycamore is not a huge town, so you don't get a lot of exposure, but after winning a state title, and having medalists like that, we're going to get a little bit more exposure. I've already had.
Could one of the fans do that? Like here, they love Emma, and they're all about this. So they could put something together for her.
Absolutely, that would be. These girls have been doing that from each other. Say, hey, let's do this. Let's do this. Our assistant coach Alex Crawford is very good at that social media, which I'm not really good at that.
No, I'm right here. No.
but yeah, that's a good avenue for exposure.
Anyway, to wrap things up, I wanted to ask you guys about images and likeness. That's a way for athletes now to make money, and some of them are making, even in high school, they're making money. And you guys thought about that all in terms of image marketing yourself and how you would go about doing that?
No.
Jasmine has her mouth hanging open. But I know a lot of people are, marketing themselves, college athletes. There's a kicker on Notre Dame I know he does a 5-minute interview, $500. He gets $500 to do a 5-minute interview with a Notre Dame fan who wants to talk to a Notre Dame player. And he's out there and he's marketing himself like that. But what do you think about that, Coach? Is it? I think it's too early, but I know.
Yeah, I kind of got a little mixed feelings on that. My opinion on that, I don't mind them making a little bit of money off their likeness and off their name. I think in high school it might be a little too early to be doing that. It's you can look at the NCAA level, and what it's doing to the colleges. They'll go 1 year.
It's a wild west, yeah.
It is. They'll go here, and there's not necessarily loyalty. It's kind of going by the wayside a little bit, So
the portal, we were talking about the portal.
Yeah,
I know
portal.
Coach Hammock, who just left NIU, hated the portal, but yet here's the situation where he recruited the guys, freshmen, they're going to play 4 years for Coach Hammock. All of a sudden, Coach Hammock is gone. So
He's gone,
they go to the portal, they want to go somewhere else, So I don't like it either myself.
Yeah, I'm not sure, and I can understand, through basketball, wrestling, and all this stuff, the NCAA are using their likeness to make money,
Right.
So they want to be involved. I think each school had like $20,000, or I can't remember, I think $20,000 or $20 million, I believe, this year to give to the athletes,
Right.
to help that, like meal money,
Mhm.
So, but my personal opinion in high school, I think there's time for that. I think in high school, you worry about your grades, worry about craft your sport, get as much exposure as you can in the off season, these national tournaments, and once you get to college, that can all change.
That's a great answer. No, I had to share this with you guys. This is an article from 2008 about Coach. Wrestling becomes a Colton family affair. I hope you guys understand. But did you know how good Coach was back in the day? Wrestling at 167
I
back in
heard
the day.
stories.
He was the number 2 in the state. Wrestling at
Wow.
167 pounds throughout high school, he was ranked number 2 in the state his senior year, but he was denied a medal when he lost the first round match in the state tournament. What happened, Coach?
Well, that's kind of my fault.
You guys didn't know that, or they're making
No.
Yeah. So me and this guy, John Frederickson, is from Antigo. We were ranked 1-2 all year, and our only losses going to the state was to each other. We each had 2 losses. I lost to him twice. I beat him twice. So going into the state tournament, at that time there was no wrestlebacks. So if you lose, you're done. There is no second chance. There's no mulligans, I'll call it. So I got my first round matchup. I am more of, at that time, I'm more of an outside leg guy. Still am, try to teach it. I happened to be going against, I was also a Greco state champ, which is international style again. I was going against a guy that was a European Greco champ. So I thought, hey, let's give it a try. And I was beating him like 6-2. And
Oh, you were up. Oh.
I was winning. Absolutely. I was winning. And I got head thrown in the third period. And it's never had a head throw that tight in my whole entire life. I literally couldn't move. And I believe with 20 seconds left, I got pinned, and my career and season was
Oh,
down.
man.
So, yeah, it was interesting, but
I didn't mean for you to relive that, Coach.
no, that's all right. You do a lot of growing up, mentally. In the following year, our coach, because it happened to one of my teammates that same year, he lost after being ranked 1-2, and he lost. So the following year, they put in wrestlebacks. And 1 year too late,
Oh.
they instituted the wrestleback system up there in Wisconsin where I was. So it's interesting.
Yeah, we should also point out the coach was an all-state running back after a year at Northern Michigan, but when you hurt yourself, you got hurt.
Yeah, so I went to Northern Michigan, tore my groin, and after having numerous injuries in high school, shoulders, knees, I decided, you know what, I'm going to be done with football. My roommate was actually wrestling for Northern Michigan, so he talked me into walking out of the team. I ended up, beating 3 people out, and made the starting spot at 177. Now I tried to win it at 190. Couldn't beat this one guy. He beat me 3 out of 4 times every single time. I couldn't do it, so I had to lose weight to get down to 177. And so that worked out pretty good. But they ended up dropping the program in Northern Michigan. So
That's a great story. Wow. Again, we're on a timer. I do want to mention also that you guys hosted you got the team title for the first time. You and Chauncey figured out the first time in 35 years?
33 years.
33 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
33 years. It was crazy. I had no idea.
That is awesome. So
yeah.
congratulations. And Chauncey Carey, he's quite a character himself, isn't he?
Chauncey is a very intelligent man. He is 150% supportive of all his athletes. Another thing that people don't know, he's got a big heart. He's got a very, very big heart, and he's got to keep everything close to the cuff. But he'd probably get mad at me if me talking about him like this. But
No, right. That's all right.
he would do anything for anybody.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Fantastic guy. Well, girls, I want to ask you now, before you guys leave here, I had a thing. Thank you, girls, state medalist Emma Durst and Jasmine Enriquez for stopping by practice and sharing their experience with a few of our sectional qualifiers. Tell us about that. What was it like visiting with the younger girls there?
That was amazing. I love watching younger generations wrestle just because I didn't have that when I was starting. So it was very neat. It made my week, it made my month, it made my year.
Emma, what was that like for you?
It's kind of like putting the impact you're having visually. So it's kind of weird seeing I actually they're looking up to me. Like these kids know that I just won state and they want to be me in the future. So it was kind of weird, but it's kind of exciting as well just to know how Jasmine had this big impact on me to join the sport. I'm doing it to them now.
And you'll make yourself available to these girls, right? As they're moving up?
Sure, yes.
That's great. Well, Coach, I can't thank you enough for coming by today. I got to give you the last word to talk about these two and what it's meant to your program, and we'll wait now to have a Sycamore girls wrestling team. All right. Good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The girls, when you're coaching the girls, they will listen more than the boys. If you tell them, that's honest to God's truth. They will do whatever any of our coaches asks of them. And to me, I think it's easier. At 3 years, both of them, she wrestled longer, but 3 years in high school, and both of them are medalists. So it just proves their hard work, and they don't complain. And I'm very proud of these girls and all the girls that I've coached. I'm not sure what my future will be in the next 2-3 years, because I've been doing this for so long. It'll be 30 years in the Sycamore program for me next year.
Wow.
So I started actually helping Chauncey out in 97 up at the high school. So, but I like to stick around maybe and help the girls program develop more and more to where it's just flowing really well, and you can get 20 girls out there and it's stand alone.
That's great.
So.
Emma, what are we going to study in college? What are we thinking about leaning towards studying?
Probably something chemical related.
Okay.
I'm big into chemistry, probably chemical engineering
Really?
or something like that similar. Yeah.
So my favorite question when I was on the radio was 10 years from now, what would be the perfect job for Emma? What are you doing 10 years from now?
Well, probably, oh gosh.
You're a chemist somewhere.
Yeah, chemist, probably studying more specifically radioactive decay, but then also probably still wrestling.
See
So just
Jasmine's face when you said radioactive decay. Jasmine, how about yourself? What do you think about studying?
So I'm actually going to go into the military. I'm going to go
Oh, God
into
bless you.
National Guard. I'm actually going to go talk to a recruiter very soon and sign some papers. But after that, I will be going to college. Don't know for what yet.
All right. Well, that'll give you time to figure that out.
Yes, I don't know if I want to do sports med and go into like coaching after, or if I want to become a police officer. Right now, I'm actually taking a college class in high school that's criminal justice. So I'm working on like how to become a cop. And
Good for you.
Yeah.
Is somebody in the family?
No, I had a really close friend of mine, Christina. She passed away a few years ago, and she was in the National Guard, and she was also working in the sheriff department. So I coached two of her kids, and
Oh.
she had a huge impact on my life.
What a great tribute that would be to her if you
Yeah.
do that. Wow, that's wonderful. Wow, thank you for sharing that.
And that was in the paper, if you remember Christina Musil.
Oh, Chris. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah,
oh,
that's who she's referring to.
oh, okay.
Yeah, that
oh,
was,
just
she
a wonderful
was-
lady.
Yeah, she was a big part of the Sycamore program, her girls, and it was a heartbreaking loss for the whole community.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So, and Emma, congratulations on your championship again. You
Thank
guys,
you.
It's wonderful. Coach, it's been wonderful what you've done for the community. We thank you for all your years. How many more years you may keep doing it, but thanks for what you've done for our community.
I
We really
appreciate that.
And Jasmine,
Well-
whatever you decide to do, you're already doing wonderful things. Just keep being a mentor the way you are, because it's great what you're doing.
Thank you.
And that's TD Ryan Unleashed, podcast number 49.